What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into DLF. I am your host, Justin. Today we are talking start or sit for Rhamondre Stevenson and Damien Harris. Now, obviously, right, not our typical start-sit videos. We're doing these quick hitters, so we'll have more coming out Saturday. Again, if you have other questions, though, that aren't about any of these players we talked about, drop it down below, guys. Obviously, as always, we're going to get all your questions. We're going to answer everything. So let's get into it. We have Rhamondre Stevenson. We have Damien Harris versus the Detroit Lions. Now, obviously, right, if you haven't been living under a rock, we know the Lions' defense it's terrible. I mean, it is as bad as it could possibly be. And I think it was on full display last week, right? I don't think anybody's going to confuse the Seahawks with Rashad Penny and Geno Smith, and obviously DK and Lockett, but the first two specifically are going to be lighting defenses on fire, right? They're not going to be putting up 40 points. That's exactly what the Lions allowed to happen, right? Going into the fourth quarter, Penny was a good, had a good yardage game going, and then broke two monster runs. Geno Smith torched them the whole day, basically to say they can't stop the run, and they definitely cannot stop the pass. So when I'm looking at running backs, let's start with Damien Harris. He profiles very similar to Rashad Penny, right? He's going to be the rusher. He is going to probably get about 50% of the work, but he's going to get work inside of the 5. And for a team that is allowing over 10 points a game inside of the red zone, the Lions are just allowing rushing touchdowns to running backs. That gives Damien Harris a very high ceiling, right? It gives him a chance to capitalize on an offense that could just kind of run down the throat of Detroit and just kind of beat him up on the ground. That's going to benefit Damien Harris. On the flip side of this, if we're looking at Rhamondre Stevenson, Detroit's offense has been great, right? They have scored on everybody. They have been continually putting up points, putting up yards, and forcing teams into these fast-paced games where, they're passing more than they want. They're kind of keeping teams on their heels, and that bodes really well for Rhamondre Stevenson, right? 10 targets over the last 2 games. He has outsnapped Damien Harris, just slightly undertouched. But Rhamondre Stevenson has been very good. He's a good runner. He has proven he is the pass-catching back. And with the quarterback situation up in the air, right? Mac Jones potentially hobbled, or a Bailey Zappi, you're going to get plenty of checkdowns. I think that sets up really well for Rhamondre Stevenson this week. So if I'm looking at both of them, Harris has the touchdown upside and the rushing floor. Stevenson has the receiving floor with additional rushing upside attached to it. I think both guys need to be in your lineups. Again, you can't sit somebody against the Lions. Just running backs go off against them. Running backs are averaging over 30 points a game against the Lions. That's one of 3 teams to allow that type of production at the running back position. So if you have them both, I think they're both top 20 running backs, and I think it's rare that you're excited about starting 2 running backs inside of the top 20. I mean, if you're in a weird situation where you roster both of them, I'd play both, right? I want them over the likes of Kareem Hunt, A.J. Dillon, funny enough, Rashad Penny. Guys in that tier, I think they are in that conversation and they belong at the top of that list there. So that is where I am at on Rhamondre Stevenson and Damien Harris, right? Again, if you like what we're doing, guys, subscribe, questions, comments, like the video, all that good stuff. As always, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.